Here we're going to trace triangle 2. I'll start by looking at my outer loop. So my outer loop uses the variable z, and z starts off as 1, and then each time it says z equals, or z gets, z times 2. So next time z will be equal to 2, the time after that z will be equal to 4, and then z will be equal to 8. Okay, and then what's my last one? It says that z is less than or equal to n. So my last one is z is going to be equal to n. Let's look at my inner loop. So my inner loop uses the variable m, and m is going to start off at 1, and m is going to go all the way until the value of z. So here m just goes from m equals 1 to m equals 1. The next line, again, that inner loop, the m is going to start at 1 and then go all the way up to and including the value of z, so m will be 2. On my next line, m will go from 1 to m equals 4, m equals 1 to m equals 8. It's important that the inner loop is just going one by one. So here we'll have 2 steps, here we'll have 4 steps, here we'll have 8 steps. And in our last case where z equals equal to m, we'll have m will start off as 1 and it'll go to m equals n. Then we want to look at the number of steps. So in this first one, remember, these ones are multiplying by 2 each line. In each row, it's increasing, z is increasing by 2. But here, m is just going 1 step at a time. So that's 1 step from 1 to 1, or 2 steps from 1 to 2, or 4 steps from 1 to 4, or 8 steps from 1 to 8. And you're like, oh, this looks familiar. And then in this bottom one, I've got some dot, dot, dot. M is going to go from 1 to m. So that inner loop, in the case where z equals n, that will repeat n times. Here, we want the total number of steps. And this is a series that we've seen before, and the sum is the biggest term times 2 minus 1. So we get 2n minus 1 as our sum. With big O, we're going to drop the constants and keep only the biggest term, so I can say this is in O of n.